In this episode, it's Kevin's first day, I get some fancy new discs, and we take a look at some seriously fancy farming technology. We meet this cow with an incredibly deep crack, and Kevin gets more than a little surprise.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How the devil are you? I've been on holiday for the last 10 days and today is my first day back and I couldn't be happier about it. Yes, holiday was great. We were in California. It was absolutely awesome. It really, really was. But loads has been happening here and we have a new start. It's Kev Boy's first day on the job. But first, look at this. This is our extension and it's coming on awesome. I honestly can't believe how much they've got done. Look, look at that. For me, it's my Hoof. But better than that actually, when we arrived back, there was loads of mail. Things like this. I don't know who sent me the cup. Dexter's from Tasmania. Thank you very much whoever sent me this. I've got loads of flags still to put up and I need to get my ass into gear and get them up. So if you've sent me a flag, it will be put up. It's just I haven't quite got round to it and I need a scissor lift thing to get them up onto the roof. Look what else arrived. Now I say look what else arrived, but I'm not actually sure what it is. But on the box it says Taylor Johnson. Not that that probably means anything to you, but Taylor Johnson works at Rotoclip, the people who I get the blades from. And he's obviously sent me something. Because I definitely haven't ordered anything. Don't know what it is though. Look at them! They must have made a new disc. So this is a Rotoclip round. Well, this side is a Rotoclip round. And usually we modify them to our liking by shaving the back off. But they've shaved the back off and then they've done this kind of wee lippy thing here too. Nice! Guess what we were using today? That's right, new Rotoclip rounds. Not sponsored in any way. I didn't even know they were sending them. Genuinely. Anyway, look, this is Kev Boy. Hi, Kevin! Excited for your first day?
Definitely.
It's not actually his first day. His first day was yesterday, but we don't film at that farm, so for the purposes of the video, happy first day, Kevin! Look, he's not used to the camera, so we'll just stare at him until he feels really awkward. Is it working yet?
Definitely.
So for you guys who don't know, Kevin is Ashley's brother. Big brother, so my other brother-in-law. He's actually much preferred to Craig. He's just a better brother-in-law all round. Oh, I didn't think Craig was here yet.
It's alright, I don't mind.
No offense, Craig. I'm sure he's not offended. Anyway, we've got two farms to go to today. The first one's probably going to have about 50 cows. The second one's probably going to have about 30 cows. So it should be a good day, and it's definitely going to be a good day. Well, I'm not sure. I've not tried these yet, but I'm so used to using a Rotoclip round that we will throw these straight onto the grinder and get them to work. One of the things Craig's really good at is when he gets here, he kind of has his own little routine. So he's unplugging the crush, that crush needs plugged in every night because it runs off batteries, believe it or not, so it trickle charges overnight. So Craig always unplugs it. The batteries that we use for the grinders, they get taken out of the chargers and put into the grinders or into the back of the truck. And if we're using any of the gates on the KVK, then Craig knows what farms we're going to, so he knows whether or not we need the gates. So it's fantastic because in the morning, to be honest, I just kind of chill out and leave Craig do it because he knows what he's doing. And if I get in the way, I'll just kind of mess things up and forget things anyway, so I'm better having my coffee. Yep, definitely better have my coffee. All aboard the Love Parade. I'm gonna start charging you for parking, Craig.
It wasn't me that parked. Oh,
It just magically appeared there, did it?
I thought you were talking about this pickup. Pickup's parked there.
And with that, it's off to work we go, and I genuinely don't think I've ever been looking forward to work as much as I am today. I'm just back off holiday, and Kev's now along for the ride.
Hey, now look into my eyes. You can use them as a mirror, baby. You're my ticket to paradise. Hey, now everything's alright. We've been longing for each other, and it feels like I'm on cloud nine.
The first of today's farms is just about 25 minutes away, and it's a bit of a tricky reversing manoeuvre to get into position. But I've done this for years and years now at this particular farm, so it doesn't cause me all that much trouble. I'm really looking forward to getting to grips and working with Kev and Craigie Boy alongside each other. But as always when someone starts new, learning the ropes is an important thing.
It's okay, it's okay.
I thought the levers were the other side.
Sounds silly, Kevin pressed the wrong lever there and I could see him pressing it, but I knew it wasn't going to cause any problems, so I just let him press the wrong lever so that he remembers next time which one's which. It just kind of ingrains better rather than telling him what he's doing wrong. As long as it's not going to cause a problem, just let him do it so that he remembers it was wrong. That'll make this go down, then we're going to extend this to the ground, and that's it, stop there. Then we'll extend this into the position. You just want enough to lift this, start lifting this, and you can just let it go all the way up now and take the wheels off, that's it. And just like that, we're all set up, ready for some cows. Except now that I'm looking down there, there's no cows, so it doesn't matter, we need to put those new discs on anyway.
The discs we currently use only have 3 blades, so this is a bit of a change up.
So as you can see, these discs have got 4 round blades in them, and that makes them really aggressive. Believe it or not, if they had more blades, they would be less aggressive, which sounds counterintuitive, I know, but think about it. If there are more blades, then it means there's less time between each cut. So as this blade spins, 1 spin equals 4 cuts, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. If it had 6 blades, it would be 1 spin equals 6 cuts. But there would be less time between each cut, so each cut takes off a little bit less. So the fewer blades you have in a disc, the more aggressive it is. And yes, there are some that have just 2 blades in them. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never tried them because I think they're so aggressive, I probably couldn't use them accurately enough. So first cow's in the crush. Isn't she lovely? This is a farm I've come to for about 9, maybe 10 years now, and it's actually one that I'm really, really proud of. Their feet weren't fantastic. They were looking after them, but they weren't fantastic, and now they're well above the average in the UK. There's a lot of cows here, so we do get some problems, and I know for a fact there is a cow in there with a pretty serious problem. So it's not that they don't get problems, but they manage them very, very well, and there are very, very few problems at this farm. Anyway, enough gibbering. Let's trim.
Will be no hard goodbyes, thank God we're civilized. Be on our separate ways as we fade into grey.
As I'm sure you can all see, these feet truly are fantastic. This is the first cow in, and it's the first of many that we trim like this today. Also, just look at how buttery smooth that new disc is. I'm a lucky boy.
That is the first cow in today, and to be honest, it's pretty much the average standard of the feet here, which is good. That looked a bit kind of weird. Yeah. Just look at that. Beautiful.
We gotta believe it is not too late.
Trimming feet like this under the Scottish sunshine in a place that I absolutely love with two of my closest family is the absolute dream. It really, really is. And watching this back as I edit it, I realise just how lucky I truly am. And speaking of lucky, this cow has had a lucky escape. Her visiting the nail salon today will stop this from progressing all the way up the frontal wall of her hoof and becoming a real problem for her. But the next cow is a different story, and she does have a very real problem. This is the cow I spotted out of the 40 or 50 we're trimming today that I told you earlier had the issue.
And just like that, we have found a cow with a problem, although admittedly, there's quite a few cows into the pack that we're trimming. It's a front left foot actually, and it looks like she's got a seriously sore heel. So the problem's going to be here. Like you can see the decay of the hoof horn here itself. And those heels are really, really high because she's trying to avoid using this area.
And just for the avoidance of any doubt, when I say she has high heels, I don't mean that in a good way. She is not a way out for a night on the tiles. She's avoiding using that area because that is the area causing her trouble. So naturally, she doesn't want to step on it. And that produces overwear on the toe area and underwear on the heels. So I start off with the routine part of the trim by balancing everything up, and then you can see me working around the lesion site because I know this part is not going to be problematic, and I can clean everything up using the blade of the grinder. And once that's done, out comes the knife for the more precise parts of the trim. Right now, neither you nor I know just how deep this crack truly is, but we're all just about to find out, and we're just about to do everything we can in our power to get this cow over this problem and back to full comfort.
That is a very deep crack.
Forget about the trim for a second. Just cleaning all of that gunk and muck out of the crack would do this cow a wonder of good. As she's trying to heal the problem within, bacteria is attacking the corium, and it's hindering everything she's doing to fix this and overcome this lameness episode. Anyway, Kevin, BoviBond's on a block so that we can continue the trim as the glue is drying.
So we're getting that block, You thought I'd cut my hair, didn't you? Nope, not this guy. Anyway, as that BoviBond block dries on, I'm thinking that is a seriously deep crack in her heel. I'm trying to dish all of this area out so that it doesn't get completely compacted with dirt and manure. There is digital dermatitis present in there, which we will need to kill, and will struggle if it's full of manure. Notice how much harder this part of the hoof is. That's because it's the architectural part, the part that takes all the weight, believe it or not. And then we come to here, you'll see how much softer it is. Look, these knives are like razors, it's just sometimes you're cutting extremely hard hoof horn. Oh, that was pretty, wasn't it? Feels so good when you take a little swipe of the knife like that.
This trim looks extreme, doesn't it? It is extreme. But what are you going to do? Are you going to leave part of that crack to fill up with dirt, debris, slurry and manure? Are you going to leave it to harbour bacteria and prolong this cow's problem? Or are you going to completely clean it out and alleviate this problem as quickly as possible? I know which I prefer to do.
So this has been a white line defect, or rather this is a white line defect, and it's cracked all the way through to the corium and then become infected with, you guessed it, digital dermatitis. So we need to kill that before the cow can heal this problem by herself. Well, we've helped a little. Just look how much we've taken away of that heel. Yep, a lot. Look at how expertly Kevin does it. It's like he's been working with dairy cows all his life. Sounded like I was taking the there, but Kevin has been working with dairy cows all of his life, and he's trimmed cows all throughout that career. Well, consistently throughout that career. He will be going away on a hoof trimming course just to make sure he's totally up to speed and everything, but I actually already know that he is a capable hoof trimmer. Not that he's trimming cows right now, because we'll send him on his course before he starts that. Look at that. Woo woo! And just like that, she's done, and it's on to the rest of the cows. Go Brian! Is it good to be back?
Like a flash in the universe, you are illuminating. I don't really care about the people in the bar line. I don't really mind all the woo girls doing stage dives. I don't care at all, baby. You got my attention.
So I've just said to Kevin that I've got him a present, and he says, why does that worry me? He says he's got the fear.
Because it's you, Graham. It is you.
I bought him something nice, and you'll see it soon at coffee break. So we have 3 cows left at this farm. We have put on a couple of blocks here today, which is actually a couple more than usual, because usually we don't really need any here. They've only been small problems, apart from the one that you saw earlier on with the big deep crack in her foot. And once we've done these 3 cows, it's off to the farm across the road, which this farmer also owns. And they also have fantastic feet, but they do have the odd problem from time to time. So let's crack on, get these 3 done, get over the road and get Kevin's present. They love being scratched behind the ear. They're just like big puppies. So just in a flash, we'll get them done behind the scenes and see you at the next farm. And we're all set up, good to go. There are a few more than usual here because we were on holiday, so we missed the turn. Usually we come to this farm every 2 weeks and do around 16 or 17. So that would mean there's around 30 or 32, which there are. So first up, what we'll do is we'll load them up as Craig makes the coffee, then have a little break, give Kevin his surprise, and yeah, get cracking. Absolute devastation. Kevin, I left your surprise at home. Oh. Got it. Let's get the cows in. Cows in, coffee time.
There we go, boys.
Clearly he could probably just have walked underneath that. He's done that for dramatic effect, which worked quite nicely.
Try to say I'm small.
Oh, I don't think I've ever needed a coffee as much in my life.
I'm taller than Kev.
You'll always be a short ass to me.
All jokes aside, our team has just become a lot stronger. Working with Craig was always fantastic. We bounce off each other, we both have different things that we're both good at, and they kind of complement each other. Kevin brings a whole new set of skills to our team. He's worked with cows all of his life, and I've known him for the past 12 years, and loved every minute of knowing him, to be honest. So, this team is stronger than ever.
The one good thing about the hair is when you wet it, you stay nice and cool for about an hour.
And just like that, it's back to the daily grind. I've done this video and made it longer than our usual ones to show the length of our days. On an average day, we trim around 60 cows, but sometimes we will trim up to 140 or even 160, being our biggest day ever. Don't get me wrong, I do absolutely love it, and we do have some smaller days, but this here is an average day. Most of the feet are fantastic. Dairy farmers really do look after their cows, and sometimes on this channel I really worry about showing badly footed cows, because sometimes it can give a bad impression. But these are the in-betweens, these are the extremes, these are the cases you see out of around 300 cows that I see every single week. And just look at how beautiful some of the feet truly are.
Beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. It's gonna take some time to get there.
Cows like this one are my favourite to trim. As you're just about to see, we do a routine trim. This is what we do on every single cow that comes into our crush. But just as we start to model out, you can see a bruise appearing underneath the sole of the hoof. That means that we have alleviated pain. It means that this problem never comes truly to fruition. And cracking out the knife, removing all of that excess horn from around the problem area, that dark purpley red area, will mean that she is not being bruised anymore, and this cow will never truly be in a lot of pain.
Look, this one's still got a block on. Does anyone know what this problem is called? Try to put your answer in the comments.
Before I finish trimming it, because I'm going to tell you exactly what that problem is at the end of this trim. So quickly, as quick as you can, and be honest, write it down before I tell you what it is, and we'll see who gets it right.
And as you begin to write your comments, I'll give you a few hints. This is a problem brought about by hot weather, by standing too long. It's a problem that happens very, very quickly indeed, and it's one that is seriously debilitating for any cow that it affects. This problem is always found on the inner claw of the back feet, and it's one that I love because I can easily fix them with 1 or 2 trims, and the cow will never suffer from it again. These particular problems always require extreme precision, because as you're just about to see, they always penetrate the corium, and actually if they don't quite make it to the corium, then it's never really a problem to begin with, which is why we only ever treat them in this way. They're only ever a problem if it makes it all the way through the cow's sole to the corium, which is when the pain begins to set in.
Come on then, who got it right? It is toe necrosis. That's right, it's toe necrosis. So let me know. It's a sole fracture. If you put toe necrosis, then please remove yourself from this channel, unsubscribe and go somewhere else. This is a sole fracture, and it comes about because a cow stands too long and the layers of her hoof horn actually start to be forced apart. Hence the term fracture. They fracture and break apart. And this one hasn't quite healed, but it should now that we've completely taken away everything from the surrounding area, and that block is still taking the weight off the problem. Yeah, off the problem. Yeah, I was gonna be right. I should have kept going. So we've trimmed 25 cows, we're on our 26th, and this one has a serious sole ulcer, which Craigie Boy is fixing right now. Aren't you, Craigie Boy?
Trying to.
The only thing is, it's covered in dermatitis, so there's a bit of the red stuff showing through. Anyway, while he continues to fix that... Drop the camera there. Where's all the cows gone? I'm only joking, I dropped the camera. Didn't actually drop the camera, I ran out of battery. So, henceforth, Craig has finished the cow with the sore ulcer. We've trimmed those other 2 cows, and I wanted to show you a little bit more about this robotic farm. So the cows here are milked by robots, and no, they're not little small men that look a little bit like R2-D2. They're big, fat, shiny machines. There are 4 of them in total. These are them here. They sit in these little rooms behind where the cows live. And the great thing about robots is, it doesn't actually reduce your labor costs. It's not any less labor intensive, if that makes sense. But what it does do is, it frees up people's time to look after the cows even better than they are when they're milked through the parlour. So these cows have got it good. She's just eating her dinner as she's getting milked. Farmers all over the world, not just in Scotland, invest huge amounts of money in cow comfort, and that is exactly what this is. Look how bright this shed is. That's all so these cows can live as comfortable a life as possible and still produce great quality milk. It's not just about being nicey nice either. The better you are to the cows, the better the cows are to you. In other words, they produce more milk because they're happier. They're easier to look after because they don't get sick as much. And it's just a much nicer place to work in, isn't it? The dairy industry gets a bad rap sometimes. But the fact is, we need to produce food on a large scale. There are a lot of people in the world. And doing it in places like this is fantastic because it's doing it in the best possible way for these cows. I mean, you can't tell me these cows look off. They just don't. They're nice and shiny clean because their beds are changed every day. And not changed, but cleaned and sawdusted every day, so they stay nice and clean and comfortable. And that is what it's all about. Anyway, I wanted to show you something about the robots. That's partly why I started talking. So as you can see, there are 4 robots. 1, 2, 3, 4. When the cows want milk, they go into those robots, they get a little bit of feeding, and then if they've been selected for people like me, hoof trimmers or AIing or whatever, then the robot actually sheds them off itself. By shedding off, what I mean is, instead of this gate here swinging that way and letting the cows into that shed, this gate swings back in here and allows the cow to walk straight forward down this passageway, take a left, then take a right, and straight into my pen. So it's so easy for the farmers to look after the cows because all they need to do is input the numbers and the robot will actually shed them off or collect the cows for them. Anyway, this video is not finished. We still have more to do. Kevin still has to get his present and we need to get back to the workshop to do a little maintenance and give him a surprise. Kev's got straight into the swing of things, look. It's not just the crush that needs to get washed, that pickup needs to stay clean. We don't want to be carrying bacteria from farm to farm all the time. Plus, it just looks nicer when it's clean. And by the way, we have a major surprise coming up that concerns that pickup, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Just like that, we're back at the workshop, and these fellas are busy doing maintenance to it. So we do need to grease up the crush every so often, and today it was making a kind of funny noise. So Kev is greasing up these legs. You just cover them in that high friction grease, and it lasts for a good amount of time. We've also realised that this front leg support is loose, look. So when the cow starts really kicking, it moves around. So these are all the little things that we do behind the scenes that we don't normally film. We usually come back or we usually come back and Craig fills up the crush ready for the next day. But look, I also got Kev Boy a present. Kev, so I got you. Happy 0 anniversary working with the Hoof GP. Happy 0 anniversary.
Thank you.
Blueberry as well.
Just easy coffee.
Oh, you have the one with the candle eye, typical. Oh, the grey in the middle. Oh, that's lush. Take a big bite at the middle. It's jam or something.
Spicy, spicy, spicy. Cheers, what?
Take a bite, it's nice. Take a big bite.
It's nicer.
No,
What is
take,
that? What is it?
take a big bite.
It's actually hot, hot, hot.
I bet it's hot. It's Tabasco sauce.
That's exactly what I thought.
That's spicy. Got a kick? Hey, Ryan. Your face is going a bit red.
Oh, isn't it?
Couldn't just give him a normal cake. And on that note, this is the end of the video. Thanks very much for watching, folks. We'll catch you later. Bye!
Spicy, spicy, spicy.